Legislation coming up. I think it's next week.
Oh, this is an opportunity for school committee members to attend a joint meeting. It's Divisions 1 and 2, so I wanted you to see this, and if you wanted to attend, the registration form has been included in your packet. There is a deadline of Tuesday, October 19th. So that was just a point of information for you.
Okay.
It was sent to the office.
And then we have the annual report card from the high school.
That was included in your packet?
Is this something that we're required to do?
No.
Okay, because it's a nice little report that we get
Right.
every year. John does a nice job with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, just a note, we have the 2010-2011 North Reading School District Directory included in our packets tonight.
Yeah.
I know, Cliff, you also had one other thing you wanted to mention?
There's been, I've got a couple of things actually
Okay.
that I'd like to bring up. There's been a lot of talking about waiting for Superman
Right.
of late, and that's a program that a lot of people are interested in. It just happened that as I was reading something the other day, it talked about this neighborhood scout reports, which is kind of like used by people interested in finding a new neighborhood that fits their interest. And it's supposedly it's called Neighborhood Scout Reports, and it's been said by Money Magazine to be the best, most trusted source for choosing a neighborhood. And it happened that the thing that I was looking at was for a different neighborhood, and it wasn't all that positive, but it was making a point about this neighborhood. It mentioned the schools. I said, well, I wonder what North Reading would look like. So I punched in my address and found out that the North Reading School District is better than 99.73% of all U.S. school districts.
In
I
terms of
thought
what?
that was a very incredible
That's-
number.
I know, I
And-
want to do some more digging, but that's very interesting.
Well, we've got some work
Yeah,
to do
I
to
don't
get
have
to know
any
what-
idea of what the basis is, but this is a place that,
Obviously, the quality of the school committee.
well, I kind of figured it was a little different. It looked to me like we maybe had cornered the market on superheroes. Because we had obviously found Superman,
Right.
or a lot of Supermen and
Maybe in our
women.
district, right.
In our district. And then the other thing I wanted to comment on is that my family, of course, lives in town, and one of them teaches in the middle school. So, and then all of the children had violin lessons that evening. So the father took them to the violin lessons. Mother was in her classroom, and there was no one to attend the start of school, back to school,
Oh.
Parents' Day. So Grandma and Grandpa went to the event, and I found it very interesting sitting there as a parent.
They didn't think you were one of the parents that took the.
No, I don't think they did, but I'm not sure. There were a couple of people that were asking where our children were. So, but one of the things that I'd like to comment on is I was very impressed by, one, the content that we're teaching. I thought that one of the things that I look for in education is, are we embedding in the teaching the methodology, the learning skills, and the bigger picture? And are we doing that in a way that it's kind of in there and nobody's noticing that that's what we're doing? My son had a course once that was called, let's see, it was Thoreau. And the course called Thoreau was actually, you write an essay every day. It really wasn't all about Thoreau, it was about writing. And the papers would come back and there'd be more red than black on them, that kind of thing. And we are doing that in the middle school. and I was very impressed by that. I was also impressed by the way that the teachers were using the smart boards and very smoothly using them through the presentations that they made of what they were teaching. That was very, very helpful, and I think it made me feel like we were doing something right in providing smart boards. I'd seen that demonstration a couple of times before in specific classrooms, but this was very clearly across disciplines, across the different coursework. Very, very positive. And I was also impressed by the professional skills sets and the way that these teachers were performing in front of the parents. They were very professional, very, very positive feeling. We sit here, we don't often get a chance to sit over there and look at the other direction. I guess some of you have had students in the system,
Yeah.
so you maybe have seen that, but.
I don't, so I appreciate it.
Right, and I haven't for a long time, and I think when my children were going to school, it was before, well, I think they had chalk. But.
They had smart boards, though, didn't they?
They didn't have smart boards, they had dumb boards, but it was very positive, a very positive experience, and I just wanted to let you know that is in fact going on, and it's that combined with 99.73% of are below us and we knew that we were in good shape, but that changes us from looking for Superman to really feeling good about where we are, I think. I mean, we still have some space to go, but
0.27%.
27.
Was Linfield above or below that, you know?
I don't know.
All right.
It's
I don't
Hanover
know.
we care about.
But I should look that up.
I did want to mention one other, and I've gotten several emails about this, and there's an issue on the ballot on November 2nd, which is question 3. I do not believe that the school committee can take votes on ballot questions or candidates and endorse or not endorse. I think we've gone through this in the past a couple of times. If each member wants to give their own personal opinion on it right now, I would allow that. I can tell you that I'm 100% against question 3. I understand where it's coming from, but I don't think at this time we can take that kind of cut.
I have a vote no on question 3 bumper sticker on my car.
So we know where you stand.
And my wife has one on her car, too.
Okay. So if anybody else wants to, but I just don't think as a board we can have an official vote, because I know we've discussed this in the past on different referendum questions, and we weren't allowed to, so.
If members of the community want to ask us what our viewpoint is, I think that's fine, and certainly the transcript can
Right.
print things that we say, so I think that's fine.
Question 3 is the sales tax, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can,
I will add, though, that I sympathize with where they're coming from, because I do think there's a tremendous amount of waste in this state. However, having lived in this state long enough, I know that when taxes get cut, I know exactly where they get cut from,
Yep.
and that's why I can't support this.
I mean, I don't support it, and I don't sympathize with the supporters, because obviously they haven't offered any type of an alternative
that's true.
solution as to
That's
how
true.
you're gonna fund the things that are being unfunded as a result of the tax, and to suggest that they're gonna find that number of efficiencies right away in order to find that money is not realistic, so. That's my position.
They're not going to redirect funds that
No.
need to be redirected in order to accomplish. what
That's a lot of
needs-
money, that could affect us in different ways, I mean, as far as the funding of the MSBA too.
That's correct.
Right.
It's a possibility we could be affected by that, so, and we don't need that right now.
No.
Michael, do you want to say anything?
No, I have nothing to say. I don't support it also, so, for the same reasons.
And I actually struggle with this, but I don't support it either, and I'm probably the most conservative of all of us. So I know I'm going to get my butt kicked by my husband and a couple other people that would be supporting this initiative, but it affects the town, and I find that really disturbing that, you know, there are so many other things that our government does at the state level that is so inefficient, and this is the wrong place to do it. You know, I've seen all of the opposition's articles because it comes right to my inbox. I am a magnet for that kind of information. And I haven't seen anything compelling that says that education dollars are tied to this, but I know they are because this is local aid, and that's really what it's about. So, you know, I've had very animated discussions with, you know, my conservative colleagues about this issue because, you know, we don't like taxes. Well, no one likes taxes, but if we're going to cut any taxes, we cut property and income tax in this state. And we reduce some of the inefficiencies that we have in government and stop spending things like, I don't know, gazebos in towns and things. Well, those are nice, but I would rather have low class sizes and things like that. So I'm not supporting it. I'd be happy to be quoted in the paper about that. And I'm going to go home and sleep on the couch.
I was gonna say, she's in trouble. So all five of us don't support it, so that's not an official vote, but I think it's pretty clear where we stand. And if the newspaper wants to print that, that would be just great. Anything else?
No.
Okay. Motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? No. Good night. I want to watch baseball.
That was nice and neat.
8:44.
I'm
It's
sorry.
really good one.
And that was with three presentations.
8:44.
Who seconded that? Was that Karen?
I have a feeling it's about.
Cliff second, oh, Cliff made the motion and
Cliff made the
Karen
motion.
seconded, I think.
Karen seconded. 8:45 PM.
44.
44, okay.
You wanna
I
keep
watch as
going?
fast.
Wait, look at her
On
get.
purpose.
Well, you know, my.